Let's go. Dura Products. Who's got the pipe? Jimmy Fay's got the pipe. Contact Jimmy Fay for irrigation, drainage, pool, and spa. You building a new house? Contact Jimmy Fay. He's got your stuff. The B-Dry system. Your basement's wet? Get a hold of B-Dry. Believe in 271. Nobody fights alone. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, your local representative. George Kaler, Sales and Service. Liberty Affordable Housing. Rome Sign and Display Company. Nice Scoba. The men and women in blue, thank you for what you do. Robert Dix Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix. Tri-City Lacrosse. 40 years of summer fun. Master Vito Hyundai. Contact the sales force. CRM Rental Management. The Clinton Tractor and Implement Company. Contact the Caledona family. Hello, Yeti Nation. Get down to the Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Contact Jimmy Fay. Family Landscaping, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. The Black River Ale House, where the Romans go. Durham.
Hello, Yeti Nation.
Greg Beecher, Yeti Nation, what's up, my man?
I'm doing
Welcome back.
good.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it's been, I missed you guys last week. We were supposed to go, then we were going to go on Memorial Day, but we both were kind of like, hey, we're busy doing stuff with our families, but we're supposed to go live in about 10 minutes. Let's not do that.
That's, yeah, and I was sleeping. I think you sent me a text and it woke me up. I was working up at the Tri-City Lacrosse fields and trying to get them ready for summer play so that the kids can have some fun this summer up at Tri-City. And yeah, it's been a crazy, I know for yourself, for myself, the last 3 weeks, it's go time. And it's finally go time. We play this week. We got games. We're ready.
Yeah, we're going to get into that in a couple of seconds. But first, we really, really need to shout out your son and Seamus. Is it Dutcher, right?
Seamus Dutcher, yes.
Dutcher. So, and Seamus Dutcher.
And Seamus Dutcher. Fellas,
wow. Without that, I mean, could you imagine, like,
my hat's off to you.
Our first stream looked nothing like that. I know that much. Yeah. No.
It's what they did for us, it was a last minute thing. You had mentioned that the opportunity was there if the boys could do it. And you want to know what? They grabbed the horns and they
stepped up to the plate, set it flying. Like, you could use any analogy you want. Not only did they step up and do it, and like me and you were just talking about before we went live, I don't know if anybody remembers our first several attempts to go live. And other than having my ugly mug sit in the trunk for one of the replays, they had nowhere near the hiccups. It took me forever to figure out how to mute the replays. They noticed immediately, we got to get this fixed, asked me how to address it. It probably won't happen again, knowing those boys, they seem to be on point with what they needed to do. So, yeah, no, huge shout out to them, and really kudos. And anybody, if you see them, make sure you tell them thank you. It's always great to hear, and I mean, they captured some amazing moments. We were going to watch some of these goals. I've only had a couple minutes. We put it on live when we were getting ready and things were going crazy up there in Onondaga, and it was so hard to really follow, but we were listening to it and basically listening to Bobo as we were going through, and what a treasure that always is.
He was a special guy, that Robert T. He came out with some good punchlines, some good ones.
I told I had to tell Charity today, she made the highlight reel for this actually, and I said to her, I was like, hey, do me a favor though, hon. I said, you can't really clip Bob ones because we're not going to be listening to it. We're just going to be watching it. I said, so yes, we might love the Bob Leary highlights, but unfortunately, it's not really doable for Yeti Talks tonight. So let's keep it till just that. And yeah, no, but like I said, I can't imagine what that's like for you to have your son be able to do that, because you saw how challenging it was. It took us a year basically to kind of get to where they were on their first attempt.
It's special. I've been, with Nate and Seamus, the two of them been running around together for, as buddies for the last, I don't know, they're 22 years old now, for the last 18 years. between going to elementary school and just being around.
Oh, that's got to be so cool for you.
It's heartwarming. Not that they play, you want to know what, but they're involved with it. They're enjoying it. They're seeing what the game is becoming. And
my favorite story about lacrosse is basically how the bats became bats, because they were squirrels and they weren't wanted, so then they gave them wings. The Onondaga story, and I'm butchering this, completely. Shout out Nate and Seamus. We just did Hannah. Maybe if you were here on time, you would have heard it. But just joking, of course. No, we absolutely did shout them out. What they did was amazing. But basically, everybody has their place in the game, and there's a place for everybody. And obviously, those boys. I mean, you're going to see in a minute here as we're looking through some of these highlights. Some of the highlights he was able to get were really, awesome. He brought a perspective that we don't usually have, as far as, he's probably more interested in looking at how cool it is versus I'm used to trying to catch the whole play, doing that kind of stuff. So I don't always get, that good. But like that highlight right there, I would have been way more zoomed out. So, as far as highlights go,
that was a good one. That was the first goal of the game. Ricky Adelson got the boys going. Here comes our man, Chris McDonald. And, took it coast to coast and beat Sully on the far side. It was good stuff. It was a great game. Kept his foot, good footage right there by McDonald.
This is what I mean. Like most of Seamus's highlights, as far as running a highlight reel film goes, I don't know if I could have done it any better. I really don't think I could have. Because like that right there, I would have been so far zoomed out to make sure if he made the high pass, he got the high guy. And I think somewhere between where he was and the way I do it, more zoomed out is the ultimate way. Or if we just had enough, infinite budget and we could have 2 cameras. But I haven't even really watched these. Charity went through into this. Thank you, Charity Beecher, for that, for putting this together. But, oh my goodness, I'm just like amazed at the way, because I was afraid that the color wasn't going to look great with that other camera, but I'm really impressed with how good it looks.
Camera 2 is looking good, my man.
It is
behind the back look.
And I tell you,
Gibson collects
that
it.
you're actually seeing going through the screen sometimes. That is actually I think the cable I'm running right now through the to get it into the system. So it's definitely not what
Ryan
these guys got
behind.
going on. But what a freaking goal! Oh my goodness.
I was talking to Chris afterwards, that last goal right there. And Sully turned around after he shot and scored. And he's like, "How long were you back there?" And he's like, "Sully, I was back here for like 6, 7, 10 seconds." Sully had no clue there was anybody back there when he passed it, and that's why he didn't move. And he got burned on the dive by Chris Ryan. That was a nice little goal as well. Chris had a great blue-white game. The whole team, both teams were fantastic. It was a great game. I think the final score was 17-15, if I'm not mistaken. So it
and a goal.
We had all 4 goals.
I think was a feat.
We were able to play. Sully and Mario played the first half.
Devin Furpo.
First 2 periods. And then
Wayne Stotler. And he rips it. Top dicing through the middle and puts it over the top.
So you had Brittany.
Suits has it now.
You're going to tell us now who she is. And this is what I mean. Like, this was just
snuck it in.
Look at this dive. Gets just his foot out of the crease, so you can see that. Oh my goodness.
Dives in, scores.
The Yeti jerseys are sharp looking.
Hussey the plane.
Sitting on the back. Huge shout out to T-Gray Tools with the beat.
Nico, nice find for Ryan.
Hey, the Tigray Dura. There's Dura on the arms.
Nico,
a yellow patch there. Both sets of jerseys came out fantastic. I can't say thank you to Ryan.
For Ryan, and a goal.
Great job helping us get the design that green jersey and green blue, and the work on it.
Yoda doesn't use it, but here comes Snow
I love it.
with a head of steam.
Thank you, Ryan.
Which is like how you like to see him.
No, Big Al, I was actually noticing the blue on it, though. I just think that blue is gorgeous. And really, here's a pretty clear look at it from my screen anyways. But you see the Yeti with the Yeti standing up after Big Al scores. I love it. Mario's just laying there dead. But what a great shot of the jerseys. Yeah, those are cool. So you got the green on the what made you go with green this year?
Luke going through a double. Not all the way through. Jesse DeMaze has
100%.
it.
I love it. Green is my color. The only problem with it is I won't be able to wear it on here.
Well, and I thought about that. I was going to put the white one on earlier, and I'm like, we'll go with our sports
Those
R
are-
Us.
Those are
shirts
yeah,
and,
those are banging. I love those shirts.
The boys picked them up, and I got to say thanks to Brandon Boss for some of his design work at Sports R Us as well, because
They make some
he's
amazing.
he's got some sick stuff going on right now.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a designer. You can tell, you see a professional in something and you know, who's this?
Yeah, right. Who is it? Who did that? Who that one right there? Number 8. That is our stand-in for Neil Paulus. That is Neil Paulus's jersey.
Well,
but
I
because
knew
we
that
have so
wasn't
many
Neil.
guys- No, it was not Neil. It's a stand-in.
Going through a
but he
double.
has his own
Not
jersey.
all the
He'll be
way
wearing
through.
Number 20. That's Brandon Miller.
Ooh, 20. All right, I
yeah.
know Brandon. Well, that's why I was like, I know him. I
Luke
just,
going
I can
through a
tell by the way
double.
he plays.
Not
Yeah,
all
check
the way
that.
through. Jesse
Behind the
DeMaze
back.
has it. Vanu.
This is snake from her.
Deliri right back to.
But anyhow, yeah, Brandon Miller had an incredible game. Right down the list.
Deliri
Yes,
right back
fantastic,
to. Nice goal.
defense.
See.
Fantastic on both sides.
Sorry, I'll get back to the.
Yeah, no, you guys look like you were after. Is that,
That suits wearing number 4.
yeah, I was going to say suits. It's a nice little goal.
Look at that. Takes
Ryan
the shot.
Let that one ride.
And Hussey scores. Turnover, I think. Brandon Miller makes it look easy. Mario and Snow upfield to keeper. It's back and forth, and Mario with the save and a rebound by Cole.
Back to back, 3 saves in a row. Mario and Sully, they've been standing on their head all preseason, and I know they're chomping at the bit to get the season going. They're excited. I'm excited. The entire team's fired up. It's been a great preseason. This was a great way to end the preseason.
Oh, man.
We got some great looks from a lot of different guys. The hardest part is making that final.
Another save. Yeah, we got Marrero here. He's looking downfield. Colburn to Suits. And
he's
Colburn
feeling
to
it.
Suits. Bang.
Suits is ready.
Turnover.
Is it that Virgin Islands Oh, wait.
He's,
Everybody else can
he's-
hear the audio of that, can't they, behind us in the video? Timmy
Oh, yeah?
Zedmo. We got Miller. Yeah, he knew who it was.
Yep.
As soon as I asked you that, hey, I have got, while Timmy's on, we've got some pretty crazy highlights I've got to send to him. Send me a message after, Timmy. I got a few of them. I couldn't post them because I flood my page and then it fucks everything up. But I have got some pretty phenomenal highlights of a goal that he had, but I see he posted as well. But not only that, he had a monster hit in the Tuscarora game where. So first, it's just an amazing defensive set of plays. It's going to be posted here in a day or two. But the first guy is I can't remember his name, unfortunately. Sorry, Tuscarora guy, new guy, just came. Awesome junior season. Life got in the way, had to take a year off, just coming back into seniors. He had Corey Becker's number on, and boy, he did not disappoint. A beautiful stick check, strips the ball, but then unfortunately throws his buddy a buddy pass. And Timmy Zidmo was there to explain to him why we don't do that.
Timmy was he tried out with us. He made the team earlier on than as far as we wish we had stuck it out with us, but being closer to home, living in Syracuse, he went and played with the Eels.
Yeah,
But
he,
a great kid. I
what a funny thing it is
watching him
too.
play.
It just like one of the nicest young men you'll ever meet, though. He, yeah, will do. But just he always comes up, says hi, says thank you. Like he's now running the Onondaga Redhawks page. So all of why Onondaga finally has some social media is another volunteer stepped up and is just doing a great thing. I've given him access to a ton of the. Oh, Timmy, I also added Brody LeBourne onto that file share, just so you know. In case you missed it, he had a pretty big moment, and I made a couple of clips for him in there that maybe aren't posted because it's a full thing. I was worried if I posted the full thing, maybe I'd get it pulled. So we just posted a little bit, and yeah, that was no. I love what they're doing. But back to the Yeti. I mean, here you go. And so Mario, big Mario, I hear was one of the big stars of the day.
He played fantastic. He played fantastic. Again, right there, Brittany Perlow. She's in goal. She's wearing the. I only ordered 3. I didn't know we'd be having 4 goalies, but so we only ordered 3. And Sully was kind enough to let her borrow the blue. But that's Paul Gates right there.
I was just gonna say, who is that? That's not Mario.
Nope, that's Paul Gates.
All right, and I definitely knew it wasn't Sully. So we got a couple field buckets
this year.
We
got 3. We do have a. As far as Big Al had a great day. He was on fire.
He has been on fire.
The offensive play Al's putting in is going to be something this year. I can't wait.
Yeah.
That right there is Ian Weir, Herkimer student, staying up. He's from Maryland, staying up in the Herkimer area this year, and heck of a young player.
Yeah, I wish I could have seen where that went in. Yeah, no, that was it. Yeah, so how many guys did you have total out there?
We had 38 were, if I'm not mistaken, it was 38. 38? 42? 42, excuse me. We had
who is this?
34. Let's see who we got here. That is David Lent. He's the Oneonta High School's varsity coach.
Ooh, sir, you look at this. Needs to be something that all of his players get to see. So you need to listen to this guy. Look at drives his shoulder in, shows he can physically do it, keeps them toes out just outside. And this is what I mean. Like Seamus is being zoomed in like this. We get a couple more games under Seamus. I think he is going to be an incredible videographer. He really seems to understand, how important it is to be close. We just got to get the whole play. But man, is this like the shots he got where you get to catch that, just diving across the head, just reaching through. Shout out to everybody involved. And this OJ, the dude, love seeing you in there. But I mean, this really is what the NABLL and the Utica Yeti are all about. Everybody is learning, growing, getting better, moving, making things and just kind of helping each other out. And yeah, it's so exciting to see it, the way it all comes together. And oh my goodness, that's what I mean. I haven't really watched this yet. I've seen a couple bits and pieces here and there, but you guys look like you got some ballers this year.
We brought a little youth in. That's Adelson right there. Another Herkimer play. Here comes Hunk. Just had a great game. Nice look. Big Al. Hunk and Al are.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Hunk and Al. We made that might be that line's name. Hunk and Al.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got Uncle Jesse. Big Al Snow again, and I'm noticing a trend with a lot of these videos. And this is Kosi, right?
That's David.
This is probably my favorite highlight. So, like, Seamus and Nate won't really appreciate this as much as like I do, but getting to play in college with Dave, and I know I couldn't physically do this anymore. Definitely not. But to see him still just, oh my goodness. Dave Sikosi. I mean, so he's got to be my age. So, I mean, just congratulations, sir. Keeping yourself. I honestly think Dave might be in better shape now than he was in college.
He is. David's put some work in the last couple of years. He says he can't let Brandon and the older guys take one from him. So he's put Dave's a great athlete. I'm excited. 23 years. 2000 is when I was at MV coaching. So 23 years ago, I was coaching Dave Sikosi at MV.
Yeah, 02 was my first year. I'm trying. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, well, he decided he wanted to do the MV 4-year deal. Blaine, that was the shot that I was like, snap, Blaine. That was a ripper. Just in that corner.
Well, let's take another look at it then. I was wondering when I was going to see some Air Blaine. There's the one before it. My arrow
Oh,
stopped
but I ain't
working.
gonna lie to the defense. They knew who they wanted to attack. They kept pressure on Blaine, and he started to finally peek through at the end, getting his legs back.
So I was just trying to pay attention here. He's lefty Davis on this one, right? Okay.
He's lefty
Just
Davis.
checking to see. He's lefty Davis on that one.
He's lefty.
I love that. What another guy, like, he's no spring chicken. I'm not going to say how old any of these guys are, but yeah, he's no spring chicken. Oh, yeah, he just ripped that.
Just chucked it. Bang.
But I mean, look at right here. You can see where the ball is. There's barely any room between. Is that Paulie Gates, I think?
That's Paulie Gates.
So
yep.
There's hardly any room between Paulie Gates and that corner, and just absolutely pings it. Boop. Blaine with the
and right there, you want to know what that's recognition in regards to the Peter Leota trying his rendition of Air Blaine?
That's what I was going to say. What is it? I thought that. So he's back, right? Or is he just kind of is he down below still?
No, he's back in Whitesboro.
He's
back in the area.
He's a real Yeti again. We're going to see him all year.
He's a full-time Yeti. He's a full-timer.
Yeah, and there's Sikosi with another one. Yeah, you guys were.
It was a good day. It was a good day. Tony was on the dark team running the bench. Johnny was on the white side doing the bench. I was doing the officiating, and they had game plans. They went into it. Both teams did. We had our pitchers earlier on, and then we separated, and everybody got their game faces put on, and it was a solid 4-quarter, 20-minute run. And it was right to the very end. At the very end, they were still trying to at 17-15, they were trying to catch up. So it was great to see that there was no give up.
17-15 though. But that's the perfect part too. That's what. So those, like, people, Seamus and Nate, they'll understand better too. You end up seeing some better plays there where it's guys aren't looking to really physically, push each other out as much. You are clearing your crease, but you're not. You know what I mean? It's not your teammates.
You're not butchering people.
But you see that creativity, especially on this roster. You've got some guys like Blaine and some of those guys that, Sikosi, he's probably pretty comfortable with his spot on the roster. So he's going out for the dunk and showing his athleticism. And, like I say, kudos to Dave, though, for staying in shape. And that's the one thing. You have quite a few older players, but they are in phenomenal shape. Like Uncle Jesse, Jimmy, like Fay Farms, you got a pretty decent older crew. So what is the theme of the Yeti this year? Last year, you guys tried some different things. You had guys that were only coming in for games, didn't really fit with the Yeti family style. Are we getting back to that family? Everybody's hanging out, everybody's partying, group text, talking shit.
It's good to be home. That's all I got to say. It's great to see the boys. The bond is there. And as far as to watch, I'm going to say a Jared Hussey. I'll throw a Jared Hussey. To watch a Jared Hussey first year playing box lacrosse. He's tinkled around in the box lacrosse, a hockey player, great athlete. Doesn't know a lot of his brother played box lacrosse, so he has a familiar idea of the game and everything, but has never played. To watch a gentleman, Neil Paulus, grab somebody and say, follow these steps, brother. That is some.
First time I ever went out to RFA. So the first time, Blaine, Nate, Jobson, all these guys, they'll remember that were there the first time. Jobson, come right over, talked to me, super nice. But I watched Cook and everybody, and Neil is just afterwards sitting there talking with Mario. And I looked over and I didn't know who he was at the time. I was very new to box lacrosse in general. And my lacrosse knowledge was only what you had taught me 20 plus years ago. So, but you just notice there's there's a school basically around him in it. And I was talking to Hot Rod today. We're going to get his junior game Friday. Check that out. Junior B, Tuscarora. I'm sorry, I said Tuscarora accidentally. I'm sorry. We're going to Allegheny Arrows in Onondaga. Lucas Clausen making his debut for the Junior B Allegheny Arrows.
Lucas Clausen is going to be playing with Allegheny.
He's going to give it a shot. He's going to go out and see if he's. I said to him, I was like, let's just get you out there, run on the floor, see what you're built like. Yeah,
it's a whole different field. Field's a different animal. But he played in Laxney.
Yeah,
he knows.
But he
now
played,
you're talking 21-year-olds.
I was just going to say he played U18. There is a huge difference between an 18-year-old and a 21-year-old man.
Yeah.
A young man at 18 and a young man at 21, there is a huge difference. I think he's got it in him as long as he doesn't get too shell-shocked with the talent. I mean, he did play in Laxney, but you're talking when you look at some of these junior B games. I mean, I watched that last couple games, and oh my goodness, the talent at that level is insane. It's been nuts.
It's up there.
Speaking of talent at that level, what do we? So you've got a bunch of new guys. What has been the biggest thing with kind of how have you kind of flowed getting that Herkimer into the box thing? I mean, are guys spending a bunch of time on group chats, watching videos? Has it been at practice? And you see guys there like afterwards hanging out? What has that transition been like? How are you guys trying to incorporate the field players into the box game?
The field players have taken to it pretty well. As far as the Herkimer guys, that was one nice thing with our winter league this year is Herkimer's just a stone's throw away from Utica, so they were able to come down and play a lot of box with us. So the faces kind of got as far as it's just open box play, but the guys kind of already knew the guys before they tried out. So they came in later in the season because obviously college kids
they can't mess around till the season's over.
You can't play, and I don't talk to anybody during season because it's not my right to exactly. But with them being down in Utica and hanging out with us on Wednesday night pickups, it was a very easy flow. These kids have already now to say they had a season of box experience under them. They got a good feel because
a few months. I mean, you play, and really when you think about it, I mean, yes, it's not quite that same game intensity of a playoff. You can't really recreate what that last year's playoff game between you and the Thousand Island Spirits. I don't care how amped you try to get yourself for practice, you're not going to recreate that atmosphere. I mean, you can try, but you're not gonna, and that's where the young guys get their
playoffs. For the playoffs, we had a Oswego. We had a Oswego that we lost at home last year. So I'm hoping they're listening. Maybe they're not because we're Yeti and they don't listen to us. It's okay.
I think we might have one Oswego Riverhawk in there. There might be one Oswego Riverhawk in the chat already. That's right. I forgot about that. It's been a lot has happened.
We do remember what happened last year at the end of the season, who it was with and what it was against, whom it was against. So this Friday night, it's been a long off season for us. So I'm excited to get this party started. It's
all right. So give us a breakdown of the Yeti schedule a little bit. I know you've got it posted, so anybody's looking for it, they can find it online. But if just kind of one thing is so that how many you got 6 season games and then the playoffs. Is that correct?
6 season games. Well, there's I'm not making any announcements until they're announced, but there's going to be possibly a couple more. Actually, right before we went on, I got something from Albany that says they scheduled us for a game on the 16th. And I'm like, I didn't remember agreeing to any games on the 16th down in Albany. So we're going to have to talk to Justin and see what they are trying to, if they're looking for us to come down, we'll take a look. I believe that's Father's Day.
Not going to promise it, but yeah, something.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely take a look. The guys want to play, whether we have 6 games, 8 games, 10 games. We got guys that want to get out there and they want to ball out. So as far as we'll definitely take a look into getting that on the 15th or 16th, I believe.
I've got your schedule up right now. So right now we've got June 7th, the Oswego Riverhawks. Everybody better be tuning into. These games will be running live. We haven't talked about it yet if they're doing on the Yeti channel or if we're doing it on Blue Squatch. We'll probably do them on the Yeti channels where we usually do it, right? I don't even remember.
That one's up in Oswego though.
Yeah. And I'm not bringing my equipment anywhere near Oswego. My cell phone overheated in Oswego. Remember that game?
Lost all communication. That was our very first broadcast.
Oh my
Greg.
God, we're sitting there. Bob's got his freaking shirt off. We got cell phones overheating. We're going outside in 95-degree weather. Yeah, those Oswego boys, they're all in. You got to give them that. They are all in when it comes to getting things figured out.
Yeah, Jason Webb and Doc, they've done an incredible job, not just with the Riverhawks, but they're revitalizing the youth program, boxer program up there. So shout out to them for continuing to grow the game. They're spreading the game.
Things.
They're
Jason's
spreading the
awesome.
game, and then there's growing the game. And what they're doing is growing the game, and that's a great thing. As is spreading the game, but it's a little bit of different. There's a difference when you're bringing
their hands on.
How do I want to say this? I'm going to say it because it's just the way I do, and it's my station, and I can say it, right? Is that how it works?
You can say whatever you want.
Again, there's spreading the love of game, and I'm all for spreading the love of the game. And then there's growing the love of the game, and growing the love of the game is what a lot of people do to start programs. And shout out to all those coaches that have grown the game. Spreading the game is kind of easy. When you bring in a bunch of people that have played the game forever versus grow the game, there's growing and there's spreading. Is that a slam? It's not a dig. Is it a dig towards any team? Yeah, a little bit. But you want to know what? That's what we do.
Muted myself there. I would say, I would consider myself spreading the game. That's my end of it, is I spread the game. Whereas
to a degree, Greg, no, you're growing the game without you doing what you do in regards to the getting the information out to us and seeing right there. Right there, is that not growing the game? You're showing people how to get to watch some great lacrosse. By going there and say, is it spreading? Yes, that's spreading, growing. So, but there's a difference between what you're doing and building teams. That's all.
Yeah. All right. So now I've got a big full version so everybody can see it, and it looks like on the 7th. So I cannot wait to see this new Seneca Lake Serpents team. I'm very interested because I know a couple guys that are playing goalie supposedly, and I also know the GM. He was a goalie, so I'm very curious to see who the goalie is going to be. And I've also talked to a couple guys. Cattaraugus was a big Blue Squat sponsor last year. Alton is supposed to be coming out. So one thing that the Utica Yeti have done and Blue Squats have done is I believe, have revitalized a lot of these old-looking guys. And yes, these jerseys are sick. Thank you very much, Dave, for that. But yes, they have revitalized a ton of guys to get into it again. So I talk to guys, all of a sudden you see nets out, then they're shooting, now they're getting in shape. Woody Seneca's reffing NAMLA games. He's getting in shape. Every time I see Woody, he looks like he's dropped more weight and he's running all over the place. And a lot of that was as we started spreading, he was like, wait, we can really grab this by the horn, and it's hands-on people. And he saw that they had a shortage of refs. They needed officials. So Woody signed up. They've got youth league officials. So I'm very excited to see that Seneca Lake Serpents team. What do you know about the guys? So Chris Crane, he was an eel. Brian McFaw was an eel.
Awesome guy. Chris Crane is an awesome guy. As far as I've met him, maybe 10 times, and every time I come up to him and we start talking to each other, as far as they're great conversations, as far as.
All I know is he's not to be confused with Chris Cross, as Bob Leary puts it.
That's true. As far as Chris Crane, Chris Cross, two different people, no question. I don't know. Maybe Chris Crane can do some singing like Chris Cross, but weren't Chris Cross? Weren't they the lip syncers?
I don't know, but
I think
either way, just one of Bob's gems that he throws out there all the time.
He does some great stuff.
So
he
Brian
comes up with one-liners.
Yes, Brian McFaw brought me to a Buffalo Bandits game with Jobson, and He's part of that team. A super nice guy. I've watched him play a handful of times, obviously, with the Eels. We've been able to record him a few times. Some things have gone the Yeti's way, others maybe not so much. But unfortunately, the Eels are no longer a part of it. So I would like to just take a chance to really thank. I've heard Chris Crane, Brian McVaugh, Crosby. Those guys are really taking it by the horns. But Chris Crane is the only guy that I don't ever really talk to, and I've heard he's done great things. So I don't know if anybody who's watching this talks to him, but please tell him we really appreciate it, because without guys like you, Jobson, and people that are putting the time in, because there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes to make this work. But then, without further ado, it was Millie Vanilli. Jobson's right.
Well,
The
Greg, we
lip
got to get back to the Seneca game. We got some stuff going on here in Utica that needs to be out and about, so that everybody knows what's going on. In regards to, not only are the Serpents coming to the Nexus Center, the Utica University Nexus Center, but new this year, we are doing the pregame. The Utica Club Lounge is going to be open this year. Last year, we only had the concession stand open.
Brand Y is going to be there, correct?
Brand Y will also be there. My boy Jimbo is coming up, and we got some vendors that are going to be there. Crafty Beach is going to be there. Brand Y is going to be there. We have Beartown Maple syrup product. They're going to be there. And then to get the party started, we got the pregame going up in the lounge, and it's gonna the first game on the 21st. We will be having the Plain Fellows is the name of the band. It's a duo band. We're gonna have live music. We're having
it's official.
Pre-game.
We've got the first one booked.
It's official. We're having pregame and postgame music live up at the in the Utica Lounge. So after the games, nobody has to leave. They can go right into the lounge, and we probably won't restream it. But as far as, we could possibly put the game on for those that want to cheer and create some ruckus afterwards about maybe a big hit or a big goal or something. You never know. But there's a lot of great things going on.
The highlight reel could definitely be playing. I could definitely see a highlight reel playing. Even more than that, though, is I think it'll be great just to capture some music. The Yeti are having a party. Sorry, my green screen. I tried to adjust it a little bit. Oh, wait. I know what it is. I never turned my light on. Boom. Now I'm bright.
Oh, mine.
You're amazing, Paul. It's like everything. You make it look good. Actually, there's going to be a Crafty Beach thing there. We're going to have some Blue Squat shirts. We're going to have some Yeti shirts. We're ordering a bunch. I'm not sure if my man, Mr. Woodbury, ever watches Yeti Talks. He's a Tomahawk supporter, but I've got a Triple X coming for him with the Yeti logo. We're ordering a bunch of shirts. We're going to get some of those screen print shirts. We're going to have a bunch out there. Bella's going to be running the table. So it's like everything, it's a huge family party. I think that's one of the big things. No one does productions like Paul. No, Paul definitely puts on a show. It's going to be
that's just the first game. Now we get into the second game at home, and now you're bringing it on to our divisional foe. We'll call them the Spirit.
The Cowbells. The Cowbells. Just call them the Cowbells.
Nate, I'm giving you a fair warning, and let your peoples know that there's metal detectors. Cowbells are not allowed into the Nexus Center. I'm going to let you know that. That's just how it works. Sorry.
They're not going to let the cowbell in?
No cowbells.
What?
As far as whose rules?
It's your house. It's your house.
Welcome to my igloo. When my igloo, it's going to be my rules. There's nothing coming. And honestly, it was told by me, it's a metal concept. They don't want metal, whatever. So and it was there last year. But there is a metal detector that will be used for keeping everybody safe, so that nothing that doesn't need to be inside a facility comes inside to any type of facility. We're all about the safety and everything first, but and it is no cowbells.
No cowbells.
You want to bring one cowbell? I might let you bring in what's her name? Oh, I forget it. Miss Horde. The goalie's ma. Is that her name?
Oh, Horn. Horn David.
Horn David. Mrs. David. Horn David. As far as she might be able to bring in a cowbell. That might be the only person that I allow to have a cowbell.
You'll
in
let
there.
Miss Horn David bring it in.
You know, and all honestly, in truthfulness, it is because of the Nexus Center. It's a rule that that's why the metal detectors are there.
So that's not a Utica Yeti rule. That was
it's not a
Nexus
Utica
Center.
Yeti rule.
Okay.
You know, that's what I'm sticking with. How you like that?
Hey, it's your show. It's your home game.
It's my igloo, and I don't want no damn cowbells in there.
You can say
that's
that.
How I see it. Sorry, Nate.
I like Sidmill. We're gonna have somebody wrestle a bear at the end of the period. I like it. We'll throw somebody out there. So all right, but the vendors, it's gonna be a party. Games are gonna be streamed.
It's gonna be a party, but now let me get to the party about that though. This is a special game also. I never really, I didn't put two pieces together until I actually thought about it. And this is a prop. It's not any type of slam with the Spirits. With they play for, and that's where the name came from. The Spirits was because of close family members that have passed away and no longer can be with us. We also had a scenario down here, and I'm trying to take deep breaths so that I keep my composure. But on the 28th. Against the Spirits, we'll be hosting a SFM is what the SFM Foundation. It's for a young man, Stone Mercurio. He had passed away this 2 years ago. Some young gentlemen on our team that made the team this year, and Stone's best friends, they've got together and they've created a opportunity to keep a young man's memory going. And I apologize, I didn't get all fuckered up. Pardon my expressions. But anyhow, Hayden McMonigal is going to be singing that night. Hayden is a up and coming aspiring musician, and all the proceeds to that night will be going to the Stone Mercurio Foundation. So far, the boys, Stone's boys, they've raised over $1 million. So what they're doing is they're building a skate park, not just a normal skate park. It's going to be like everything else that's going on in this area. It's going to be an incredible skate park. So I want to give a shout out to them just because great things.
And like Nate said, though, don't apologize, Paul. We love you being emotionally there. I know Jobson and their family. It was a huge, it was a huge part down for when you guys went to nationals. No, it's 100%.
And that's what it's getting to in regards to with the Spirit. I wasn't thinking about the Spirit in this, but they're 1-1. Like Nate says, we're playing for those. I agree. 1,000% in regards to, and it just worked out pretty cool. And I got a little, I won't even go there, but there's going to be some more surprises for that day as the Spirits enter the downtown area.
Who are you going to call? I don't even, nobody said anything to me. Nobody needs to say anything to me. I know what it is.
He already made the call. The call has been made. It's a done deal. And it's not a slam. It's just you want to know what? This is our dream, man.
It's in fun. Let's
build this thing.
Let's
build it up.
It's got to be entertaining. That's what gets people
entertainment. And that's what I'm looking at to do with what we're doing at the arena this year. Is it has to be an event for people to come. Our economy sucks right now. We need to get people out there and put smiles on their faces.
That's what we need. Is I don't think people realize how much this game helps get people, how much this people gets people out of mental funks. People have problems and stuff. The medicine game is real. It's very powerful.
It is real.
Embrace
it is real, and
you get out of this what you put into it. The effort you guys have put in has been tremendous. Like I said, one of the coolest moments for me as we started doing this was when we went to that first Thousand Islands, you guys kind of scrimmage exhibition game, whatever you want to call it, before the season.
Mhm.
But he had what, like 70 little kids out there on the floor, and it's like this
Yeah.
only happened because Paul started the team, and then Jobson started the team, and so there's like 70 lives that now can go about their business, and not all of them will stick with it, but there's 70 people who have gotten to at least experience being on turf on an ice rink.
Yeah.
I've
And,
never
you know,
done it. I've never done it in a
it-
competitive I'm going to run fashion.
I could only dream that. Where was this? It was here. We just didn't have it in our. This was a sport that, my goodness, as
There-
a long pole, a defenseman, and I could run back in those days. I would have loved playing this game, and it
Yeah.
just wasn't. Actually, it was because there was the Oneida Silverhawks.
Well, they were keeping it going, but the problem was they didn't have Paul Noecker to get Blue Squatch Productions going because the amount of, I don't know if you saw the short today of that little kid rowing the boat, and then the
Yes,
one I
that was-
posted the day
that was
before,
precious.
the
That
kid
was
flying.
precious.
I mean, I don't know, like I get a little emotional about it too, but when you take it, like all of these memories now that'll be there, and if one of these kids, 20 years from now gets to show their son, grandson in 40 years, whatever, but they get to show them, hey, look, I was a baller back in the day, and this is what I thought was a great idea. Right? What if in 10 years that kid's the next Lyle Thompson, the kid's the
Right.
next, he's the next all-star. He turns into the next Dane Smith. He turns into the next Josh Byrne. We can go on, but how cool is that we've got that video captured? And so much of that has to do with all of you guys, Jobson, making sure, like, he awesome put his whole story out there for me on the podcast, and it really held me to a higher standard where I was like, okay, this means a little more. I got to spend some time with the production value and get into it. And that just kind of brought me further along that road too, which has also helped everybody that came after Jobson on the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lloyd
Yeah.
Elm, great ball. Yeah, Red Hawk ball boy. So yeah, that was amazing. And actually another cool thing was, so I got to meet Gaudette's family, like get to actually meet the kids and watch Charlie and to get him. And Gaudette's always been a huge Blue Squatch supporter. He buys us a cup of coffee every month, or essentially a shot of brand Y, I'll say, every month that we get because he's an awesome guy and gets it taken care of. Not only that though, Gaudette took care of our food, got us water, brought it, like, because it's one of those things nobody ever thinks about it, and I don't ever think about it till we get there. And it's like, oh, the games are an hour apart. Oh shit, that doesn't give us very much time to reboot from that, and we just hurry up and go. So if anybody's planning and they want us to be there, do me a favor and just schedule me. I need about 10 minutes in between the games. I got to go outside real quick, get some water, obviously, and then come back in.
Hydrate.
Yeah, I got to
Hydrate.
hydrate, and
Hydrate.
maybe
for the voice.
maybe one game we get like 20 minutes so I can go get some food. But honestly, with guys like Gaudette, you don't have to worry about it. The families, everybody there is great. There's always somebody that seems to take care of us. Yeah, Squish. Everybody's been calling him Squish. I absolutely love seeing the Squish comments that we captured all that. And OJ, you do wish you were here because I promise you, going to a Thousand Island Spirits game in the Igloo or going to it in A-Bay, we all call it, but that is really something special. And what has grown from this program, my only problem with the other two places, they're too warm. Cool it down, boys. I will be there more often if we can just cool it a little bit for me. No, Jobson's is not as bad as Oswego, though. That Oswego place, man, when we were there, like I said, literally my cell phone overheated and I had to go outside 95-degree sun to cool
I
it
tell
down.
you what, I've been looking at the forecast. I'm a very happy man right now looking at the forecast. It's got nothing but I think 70 was the high and 40 something or 50 in the lows. I'm like,
Ooh,
perfect.
we might
I mean,
even
it's
be.
going to be it'll be a little bit not to say damp, but the floor will be nice and sticky. There'll be a humidity to the floor so that concrete will be a nice little tack to it. And I'm excited, to see what.
I'm just excited.
Oswego
Bob shouldn't have to take his shirt off then, right? If
That's true,
if
too.
that's temperature, we shouldn't need Bob Leary taking his shirt off.
It was a roaster there 2 years ago. That was a roaster 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you know what? But that's the guys play.
But I
We
mean,
play,
that's what
we
it's all
make it
about.
happen.
Nobody's getting paid. Everybody just gets out there, gets it done. That facility, you can talk any amount of smack you want, but there's more time on the floor there playing box lacrosse than there is in most of the rest of New York State combined. Once you get away from the up in the northwest section, and you can come over as far east as about Thousand Islands, but then south, and it's just over. It's a different.
A whole different, not to say different culture, but they're into the field game. As far as the upstate, it is it's slowly starting to get the taste. These kids, something that we're very excited. The junior Yeti are firing up in 2 weeks. We have the coaches on the Yeti. Yeti players have said that they would.
Who's running the team? Or who's
running the team? We have Aaron Coleman and Ryan Sparacino, a graduate from SUNY Poly and Herkimer. And
another one for the Herkimeter.
The Herkimeter is getting up there. But as far as they're interested, Sparacino is wanting to become a coach. And I said, really?
Have I got a job for you?
What about box lacrosse? And he said, yeah. And I said, guess what? You're the head coach of a box lacrosse team. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you want to be a coach, right? Let's do it.
Here's an opportunity.
Take it and run, bro. So him and Aaron Coleman have been doing the recruiting, and Aaron's done a great job because he's a hockey guy as well.
Well, Aaron's not only a hockey guy, though, but you look at Aaron. He's got it all together. He's the guy you want coaching. I don't know the other coach very much, but he's put together, member of the services. Like, that's, what you want is a role model going into that. Like, those are the guys you want leading your young men, people you can be proud of. I mean, the guy's crazy enough to try to jump over the net to get the guy because obviously
I'm sorry, but if it wasn't for Crosby, he cleared him. Crosby got in his way. There's no question.
But there's no way he even thought about Crosby. He saw that guy with the ball and he said, I'm getting you, and my fastest way between 2 points is a straight line. And guess what I'm taking? That straight line. Here I come.
And if Crosby didn't get in his way, he had him. He had Hardy pinned. He had no clue what the hell.
I've gotten to see Hardy. Hardy's playing for the Red Hawks as well, but
I talked to Bill. Bill said that he was playing for them and that he was very excited. So props to and that's what this is all about.
But that's what the NABL done. It's giving these guys more field time, time, and I call it field time, but more time on the box or in the box. Where the biggest thing is the pace of that ball coming off of the end boards is something that you can't really simulate anywhere besides somewhere with plexiglass walls.
Yeah, in regards to the soft hands, the quick hands, to being able to that rebound. Even the goalie
throw a
pads.
fake pass like Jobson.
Yeah, I got a better fake pass. We got better fake passers on our team. He even said it. He said it himself. I can't even play. Our team is so much better than me. I can't even play anymore.
Oh, so he's not even making the roster. I won't get to see that fake pass anymore this year.
No, the fake pass. He might step on the field against us. Maybe we'll see. Nate, you gonna play against us, or are you gonna sit there and let somebody else come on? Come on out and play.
Come on and play, dude. You
want to know what? I'll be there, and I'll be nice.
You're gonna play?
That's my plan.
I was gonna say, hang on. If you're playing, I've got a video somewhere of the last time you tried to play.
The cloud is dead. The cloud is dead on that one. We lost it in the cloud.
The best was just in person, the sound. Like, I was like, wait, what is he doing? All of a sudden, I processed that you were getting ready to dive. I was like, no fucking way. And you just, I was like, what? And you just heard like the air come out of you. And I don't know if it was more the actual air coming out of you or just the defeat. Like, you realized I shouldn't have done that.
There's no more game. I'm like the Winter Warlock. I have no more magic spells. I got no more. I got some beans. I got a couple beans left in my pockets, but that's it. But yeah, as far as excited about that game, and it's a back-to-back game because we're up in Thousand Islands beforehand, and then the following week they're down at our place. So
that's
we have a doubleheader weekend.
That's a tough turnaround though. That's
a bang.
Well, not only that though, so you're playing the Seneca Lake Serpents. You guys get a first experience with them, and then you're going to go out on the 22nd to Thousand Islands. And I mean, Thousand Islands is obviously known for being they're a physical team. They're a big physical team. So to be your second game, that sets you up tough. Paul is retiring you.
I'm retired. There's no question.
But
There's
then, yeah, so
Keep me the microphone and I'm happy. That's all. That's where I can make my noise. I'll make a lot of noise with the microphone and have some fun doing it.
absolutely.
But yeah, as far as the Thousand Islands, we got Hayden. That's going to be a special night. So Thousand Islands fans, please come down. Please scream, yell, rock and roll. You're going to have a great time. There's no question about that.
Live music.
Bobby,
get there early. Get there when the players do.
The general just texted me with Winter Warlock, LOL. As far as the awesome thing is we have Blue Squatch Productions there. We have Tyler Hutchinson and Bobby Leary are going to be on the microphone. It looks like Nathan Noecker going to be spinning the tunes on the jukebox during the game. So he did an incredible job during the game yesterday. He hit songs just the right song at the right time, and it's
not just that though, but we have them there, so we're going to try to break out that new system. CBI Cables, huge shout out to them. You guys will get to see it at the first official Yeti home game. We didn't get a chance to break it out for the scrimmage. It's a little bit more work, but let's just say things are about to escalate to the next level with BSP, which is going to be a Yeti home thing at first. Nobody else is really going to have access to it. And part of that is because, one, we love the Yeti, and the other part is, two, we really got to make sure we tune it in. And as we all know, things don't always go so well the first time.
You got to make sure that when the big show comes to town that it's a nice, pretty package, no question. So after the Thousand Islands, we had to 4th of July weekend, and nobody's playing that weekend. So there's a nice little break there where everybody can possibly, if there's bumps and bruises, whatever, heal up a little bit. And then Oswego comes to town on July 12th. And again, Oswego's a great competitor. I love playing against them just because the competition level it's there. You got Kenny is a great coach that they have up at Oswego. Kenny and Jason and Doc do a great job with Dan Whitmer helping out as well. They got a great foundation up there, and it's fun playing against them. They're usually a good competitive game. So, and on that night, there's another rock and roll singer going to be singing, and that is a local gentleman that I went to school with. He's a little bit younger, but Chad Plants is his name. He's in a.
We didn't have to tell him that he was younger. I mean, nobody had to know you were held back, and that's why you went to school.
It's a great feature when you're 19 years old playing against 17-year-olds. Let me just tell you, I was that kid. You know what? Maybe that's why I was a football I won't.
Hang on,
nobody.
Is this going to be Ted Bundy? Is this going to be Ted Bundy? You're going to tell me about when you won the high school Heisman?
Some Al Bundy that I was going to pull out, and then I said,
Al, not Ted. I'm sorry. Yeah, Al Bundy.
You didn't. You were still a little guy when that happened.
Oh my God, Paul. We've been doing this for an hour, so let's wrap up with the bands in the show, and then we're going to go until next week because it never fails. This is always so much fun.
And it's only going to get better. We end the season out at the Seneca Lake Serpents on the 19th, and I look forward to that. I can only hope that it's a nice, cool night on all these games. I know it's going to be nice and cool inside the igloo. Climate control. There's nothing wrong with climate control. Props to all the people that made that place what it is. It's incredible. Speechless. I want to say thank you a lot to the guys that tried out this year. It wasn't easy. Discussions went very late. I was supposed to be sending out a message to everybody. I was thinking around 8:00 last night of who made the 30-man roster and who is on the inactive list. And we didn't get done with it until 11:00. Johnny and Tony, they deliberated over a bunch of different things. And when the final product came in, I couldn't do nothing but stamp it. It had to be stamped the way they put it on because they're the generals on the field. And
it's also not permanent though, because everybody has a chance to.
Exactly. Well, that's the beauty of it. If anything happens throughout the year with these guys being, we've been practicing since March March 19th. Is that when our first tryout was? Something like that. March 9th,
Something like
March
that.
19th. So we've had a lot of reps together. The boys, they're itching. They're sick of pounding on each other. They're ready to get out and ball with some other players. And again, I'll go back to Onondaga when we played down at the tournament down there. I can't think of the name off the top of my head.
The Northeast
First,
Invitational.
Northeast Invitational, yes. And we represented, and that was just with a couple weeks of practice. Now we've had an opportunity for guys to get their senses of each player and have some fun with it. I'm excited. So the season is on us. We start Friday night up in Oswego, and let's go Yeti Nation.
Yeah.
Greg Beecher. I can go all night, brother.
We will go all night, and I'm sure. And that's the other thing. So everybody thinks too, because we hang up there, and we end the chat, but we end up sitting on these Google Meets for another hour. I usually got to send it to my cell phone because I got to go outside to have a smoke because I'm like, we've been sitting here for 2 hours now, and I start, it's me. So
nicotine's a horrible thing, but
it's not always the nicotine. I'm Jason, but we'll go with that. Yeah,
that's what it sounds like for PG-13 rules. PG-13. I want to say a shout out to you. Like you had started earlier, the general managers of the NABLL Upstate Division. Props to all you guys. The hard work that everybody's put in. I can't say enough to Nate. I can't say enough to Jason. I can't say enough to Chris. Congrats, guys. As far as the hard work that we've all put in, it's time to watch our fruits of our labor.
Oh yeah, and tomorrow night we're starting the NABLL show. That'll be live at 8:30. We got to finish.
Did they sign the paperwork yet? Damn it!
Yeah, I signed it. It's the paperwork. I saw a post today. It was not from them, but if anybody, I don't want to be the one who breaks the news, but if anybody checks the Box Lacrosse channel's Instagram page, somebody may have given away a little information accidentally that wasn't supposed to. And it's not going to be this guy, but if we check.
It wasn't this guy. It wasn't this guy.
Well, I mean, while we're here.
Yeah, might as well take a look. This is breaking news. We're like.
I mean, you think I spend much time on checking these guys out? Yeah. It's we spent a lot of time in here. Who was it? It was Box Lacrosse channel, I think. I almost shared it because when I first saw it, I thought it was not the Box Lacrosse channel. I thought it was the Box Lacrosse League. So maybe I misread something. Maybe we'll get things straightened out here. Box Lacrosse channel. There we are. So if we click a little story. Oh, no, it was that one. Coming soon. Stay tuned. Championships in Utica this fall. Life updates. Summer box highlights. So they got all kinds of stuff going.
Well, are they talking about the World Games though? Because those are the championships, aren't they?
Could be. As far as I'm concerned, it's not though. That's not the championships as far as I'm concerned.
I would like. Greg, it should be. But for what the amount of they want a facility that is world class. Sign the paperwork. Sign the paperwork.
Get him out there. Get him out there.
And props to
yes, we are actually announcing the nationals tomorrow. So if anybody kind of caught what was happening there, you might get it. Nobody tell on me, but that will be happening tomorrow night. Everybody tune in. We will be on the NABLL's channel though. We don't run that one on the Blue Squats channel, so that will be on the NABLL channel. We will be live probably 8:30ish, maybe 9. The problem is there's so many West Coasters. Like, OJ. OJ's one of those friggin' West Coasters that is like, that's just too far. And then when I do OJ's show, I got to stay up, and then I don't want to wake up in the morning, and it just goes downhill from there. But hey, I know we said it was an hour, and it's been another 10 minutes. I'm surprised. Paul, sign us off.
I'm going to sign us off by saying, Yeti Nation, get yourself pumped up because it's time. Greg Beecher, I didn't mean to. All of a sudden, you're talking on the on my pod here. Sorry about that. My bad. Anyhow, Yeti Nation, thank you for doing what you guys do, and that's watch us make fun of ourselves. Thank you for doing what you do, Greg Beecher. Thank you for doing what you're doing, and keep rocking. BSP, baby.
Nice Scoba. The men and women in blue, thank you for what you do. Robert Dix Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix. Tri-City Lacrosse. 40 years of summer fun. Master Vito Hyundai. Contact the sales force. CRM Rental Management. The Clinton Tractor and Implement Company. Contact the Caledona family. Hello, Yeti Nation. Get down to the Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Contact Jimmy Fay. Family Landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. The Black River Ale House. Where the Romans go. Dura Products. Who's got the pipe? Jimmy Fay's got the pipe. Contact Jimmy Fay for irrigation, drainage, pool, and spa. You building a new house? Contact Jimmy Fay. He's got your stuff. The B-Dry System. Your basement's wet? Get a hold of B-Dry. Believe in 271. Nobody fights alone. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF. Your local representative. George Kaler, Sales and Service. Liberty Affordable Housing. Rome Sign and Display Company. Nice Scoba. The men and women in blue, thank you for what you do. Robert Dix Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix. Tri-City Lacrosse. 40 years of summer fun. Master Vito